We got a request to dive into Songs of the Night, and specifically this idea, how do we really grow through the hard times? What if those tough moments aren't just, well, obstacles? What if they're actually profound opportunities for real growth, real enrichment? So today, that's our deep dive. We're exploring that exact idea using this source, Songs in the Night, from June 28th.
Yeah, and our mission really comes from this core quote. It's from Revelation 3.18, cited in the source. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. So what we want to do is unpack that. What does it really mean for our character, for who we are, to be refined by challenges? And how does that lead to, well, richness?
Okay, gold tried in the fire. That's such a strong image. Let's unpack this metaphor. The source uses the crucible and the flame. What's that about?
Right, the source really uses that vividly. It compares life's trials directly to this crucible and the flame. And it's pretty explicit, saying that this intense process, this heat, is the only way that the dross, the impurities, the stuff in our character that isn't valuable gets removed.
The only way.
That's what it says. Without that heat, that pressure from the crucible, the gold itself, our essential character, it just can't become its purest, strongest self.
That feels intense. So the source sees this fiery thing as absolutely necessary for purification.
Exactly. Purification is the key word. Think about raw gold. It's all mixed up with other stuff, right? To get that shine, that strength, you have to burn away the impurities. The source suggests our character flaws, maybe selfishness, fear, focusing on the superficial, they can only really be purged through that kind of fire, through trials. Seems there's no easy path to that kind of purity.
And what's really striking is the advice it gives. Think it not strange. Don't be surprised or shocked when new trials come up. Instead, let the fire burn, let the dross be consumed. And this part, do not remove the living sacrifice from the altar. What do you think that means practically?
That's about profound commitment. It's ongoing. That living sacrifice, it's you actively offering yourself, your own will, your comfort zone, your desires to the process. So the source is saying, don't back out when it gets hot. Don't stop enduring it. Don't stop learning from it. Don't try to, jump off the altar just because it's uncomfortable.
Right. Stay in it.
Yeah, stick with it. Let the transformation actually happen.
Okay, that leads us nicely to the next point, this idea of the great refiner, the Lord watching the whole time. It draws this parallel, like a metalsmith watching gold melt until he sees his own reflection. The Lord watches you in the same way. What's the implication there?
It's huge because the refiner isn't just passively observing. He's watching with purpose. He's looking specifically to see his own image reflected in you, in the precious metal of your character, as the source puts it. It sets a standard, you see, of perfection, of purity.
So the trials aren't random. They're sort of targeted.
That's the idea. They're meant to reveal what needs burning away and to polish what's already good. Ultimately, it's about shaping you to reflect something higher, something purer, becoming a truer version of yourself.
Okay, so what is the refiner specifically looking for during these trials? What influences are being tested?
Well, the source lays out a pretty stark contrast. It asks, are your actions being controlled by, influences of present advantage or worldly policy, or maybe personal friendship or earthly loves, like for a spouse, children, property? Even things like seeking honor from others, or just wanting ease, wanting peace at any price.
So basically, are we driven by external things? Comfort, reputation, relationships, material stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of some internal standard.
Exactly that. That's one side. And the other side the refiner looks for is whether your actions are controlled by the naked principles of truth and righteousness.
Yeah.
And that leads to the ultimate challenge posed. Will you actually stand up for these principles, defend them with zeal and energy at any cost of labor or suffering, or both? Yeah, it asks if you'll fight the good fight of faith to the bitter end, even unto death. It's about what drives you when the pressure is really on. Do you default to comfort, popularity, ease, or to what's right? That's the core of what the refiner is watching.
That really makes you examine your deepest motivations, doesn't it? What you'll truly stand for when it costs something.
Yeah.
So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Well, I think this deep dive really shows that challenges, these trials, they aren't just things to grit your teeth and get through. They're presented here as this powerful, necessary process. It's designed to strengthen you, to purify your core character. And that leads to genuine, true richness. Not material wealth, but something deeper.
It's about building something lasting inside.
Precisely. Allowing your character to be refined, like gold, into something truly valuable.
So maybe the final thought for you to consider is this. When you are faced with difficulty, when things get heated, what dross, what impurities might this fire be revealing in your own character? And maybe more importantly, what gold is it trying to bring to the surface? What potential strength or virtue is waiting to be uncovered? Something to really reflect on.